Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hearthstone. So we need to get 3 games with the priest done and then more druid stuff. Let's try priest standard, and then if we succeed or lose there, we'll try priest wild depending on the success or loss. So follow up on my screw up of just not being honest with this fan that was maybe still is really interested in Strong Dog's super cool game for attractive people, a game that I did not enjoy, and I don't think he's particularly realized that I didn't enjoy it so far. He also, I don't think, really realizes the fact that I didn't announce this is my fault too, is that my videos just recorded far in ahead. In fact, they need to be recorded further in ahead because I don't have enough content IDs and enough of a buffer for content IDs. As I've started recording some new games and running into that old chestnut of an issue. So, like, you need 30 days to see if you can wait out these content IDs for a lot of people. Certainly, a lot of them will just come back and say, "Ooh, nice victory." I like those victories. They'll come back immediately and say, "Yes, our false claim is still correct," and unless you're willing to risk being sued, which, I mean, at a certain point, if I had income from this, I might build up a legal defense fund that's just sitting there. It's like I have $20,000 or more just sitting in an account somewhere saying, as soon as the first person sues me, I've got that lawyer on retainer and ready to move. But anything kind of short of that, and 20,000 may still be not anywhere near enough, is a disastrous thing. Of disastrous thought. So, but I'm talking about the follow-up to the transcript. Like, he's really interested in this. He asked me if he was gonna do Little Brother. I didn't know what Little Brother is. I still don't know if you can even do it in the game. But there is a video of that when you type in Strong Bad Little Brother. There's this video that it's kind of a funny video. It's a lot more funny. I found that section than most of what happened in the actual game.
Face the light.
So take that for what it was. So if that part is in the game, I missed it and didn't know about it. It's not an achievement or any kind of in-game unlockable as far as I can tell. So
face the light.
I said, well, at first he asked me if I was gonna make the Homestar Runner cry, and I was like, maybe, probably, because I imagine, just not remembering anything of the game, I imagine, why do I have this guy? Oh, because of Lord Malcazar. I imagine at some point I do cause him to cry. In fact, I'm pretty sure in the first episode I do cause him to cry. So I said, probably, and then he says, "Are you gonna get Little Brother?" And I go, maybe, just trying to be coy and not spoiler. And I thought maybe I did it because I know there's Strong Sad is his little brother, and there is like some achievement for getting him to say brother or something. But I know I missed. I'm pretty sure I missed that. Anyways, this guy's super obsessed about Little Brother. I don't even know what he's talking about. And instead of just saying that and saying, look, it's been a long time, I don't remember. Maybe, maybe not. But
Embrace the void.
So I should have said that. I didn't. Eventually, I told him. I did respond to him and said, "I honestly don't know if I did it or not. It's been a long time. I forgot. I should have said that. That's the first. He apparently didn't hear that message, and the next day is like was when I finally had just finished that episode, which I assume he thinks this thing happens during that section.
I have no time for games.
I don't know if it does or not. So I'm really, it's almost like these weird scenarios where somebody thinks they're having a conversation with you and the other person is not, and I'm the person that's not paying attention. I'm busy struggling here with my channel to record current games, and well, not record current games per se, but record things that I'm covering currently.
Blessed be
And
this funnel cake.
How many fingers do you see?
Job's done.
And because of all that, I'm not paying attention to him that much. I'm like, I'm super happy he's happy about it. He's probably the first fan I've ever had that's been super excited and actually watching an entire series all the way through, as far as I know. He very well may not have been, and people have been watching the series through, and I'm just not seeing that connection because I don't, again, pay that much attention to
Blessed be this funnel cake. Hey, that's my cake.
Analytics and the views of shows after they've gotten, unless they get a lot of views. It's really, really hard to see the views if somebody doesn't comment or like or something. If they just watch a video, YouTube doesn't make that easy to see because they're assuming you have like 1 million subscribers and you're getting 1 million views a day, and it would be ridiculous on that scale to know when one video gets 1 view. And see, so it's hard. We'll play on Wild to follow that. But yeah, I was just not honest with him, and I've learned from that. But then he comes back after the end of the season, and he says, "I thought you were gonna do a little better," and I'm like, "I'm sorry. Sorry, I guess I didn't." Always try to be apologetic. I know it's just like always say you're sorry even if you're not sorry. This is a standard that works almost everywhere on the planet. Very few cultures does it not work to just apologize. Like Canada, you say sorry all the time. Japan, say sorry all the time. America, the United States, to be specific, saying sorry is about the one place where it doesn't work as well, and it still works pretty well. But in the United States, saying sorry for a car accident can be used as evidence against you to say that you're admitting fault in that car accident, and similar things are true, just saying sorry there. And furthermore, if you look into United States politics, saying sorry is just seen as a sign of weakness, and they don't like that. So that's about the only society that's there. So I said I was sorry, but he asked, well, can you make a bonus video? And I'm like, I don't have time. Honestly, I didn't say this, but honestly, I wouldn't really enjoy that because I've already, if he gets to the end of the series, he's gonna know clearly that I did not enjoy any part of that game.
Tonight, a tale of long lost.
So I said no, but I did search YouTube and find a little brother clip, and it was kind of funny, and I said, look, here, will this video satisfy you? I didn't make this video, I don't know how to do this, but here, this looks like what you're looking for. You probably could have just searched YouTube and found this yourself, but you know, shockingly people are bad at searching things on the internet, but fine. So I gave him the video. I hope that's the end of it, but I have this feeling that this person is going to probably ask for something more. He is kind of demanding. I mean, fans get that way. They want the control. They want they want to be treated special, and that's how you keep and maintain fans, is by treating them special. But he is kind of demanding, so he may ask me to do something else on that series, and I may very well have to come back and just say, I've recorded all of that series a long time ago. The videos are the videos. I'm putting them up. I put up videos of things I record, whether I enjoy them or not. I put up videos of the 2.5 hours I spent trying to get Resident Evil 4 to run smoothly. I put it up as an extra video. But any footage I make represents money I need to recover, time I need to recover in an effort to make money at least, and so I can't just like redo things. That's not the style of this channel. That's not how I don't have interest in editing myself and doing 5 takes on a video game and playing over and over again something. It's just not how I want this, how I want to spend my time.
In the light's name.
So it goes up as it is, and that's kind of all I have to say right now, but I imagine this is going to happen again. And I'll just have to keep on being honest with them. I imagine this fan is of the younger variety, and and this is kind of where I think I'd probably drop the ball on chat, in particular if I was a Twitch streamer. Besides being terrible at like multitasking in that way, I think if I was watching a chat and they were telling me to do things, I would just very quickly be like, no backseat driving, no hints, no tips, just over and over again, and that's not fun to repeat over and over again. So and then people would get mad when you're not responding to them when they're giving you hints and tips. It's just like, that's a really unnatural way to play a game. We're not gonna go to a society where everybody is streaming on Twitch and has hundreds of people like giving them help and tips. Even video game players that would stream and have their actual friends like watch them, they wouldn't have any extra knowledge or helpful hints or anything like that. So yeah, it's just a very unnatural way to play. The Dolphin emulator can now boot every single game. Can it play every single game? No, but it can boot them. It can get to the menu of everything. There's been a lot of talk of the Dolphin emulator lately. Maybe it's PC Gamer or Rock Paper Shotgun in particular, since those are the two prevalent posters on my Twitter feed, so I'm seeing them a lot. But but yeah, they've been talking about the Dolphin emulator. I'm seeing some progress there, and it would be like cool if you could play every single game to the finish and fix even bugs in certain games that were bugging themselves and do all of that. But at the end of the day, it's still Nintendo, and Nintendo's still going to content ID all that stuff in DMCA things. In fact, there was a Mario Brothers 1 game parody which also combined No Man's Sky that got DMCA'd, and then the guy repackaged it and replaced it as DMCA Sky, and it's just like Nintendo's totally on top of DMCing people and taking down
In the light's
content
name.
that has even slightly anything close to Mario Brothers and Nintendo properties, which honestly, on that parody, that he shouldn't have taken it down.
My echoes are eternal.
Well, why was they even talking about that one? I have no idea. Speaking of rock, paper, shotgun, though, they literally put up. Every week they play this game. They put up this article, which is kind of just automatically generated. Wow, I cannot play any of these characters unless I killed this guy.
Feel my pain.
I am
Face
in
the
a
light.
very strange position. I can't do anything. Every week they put up this thing, this have you played? And so last week or week ago for me, a week or two ago, they put up an article going, have you played the Cat Lady? Now, I recently have played the Cat Lady for Halloween month, and guess what?
In the light's
In the article, the first sentence they say is, I didn't play the Cat Lady. Like, I haven't finished playing that game. It's like, what? You just put up an article to say you didn't play the game? You have nothing at all that you could possibly say about this game? And it goes a little further. He played halfway through it, but I mean, it's like, wow. You're just churning out articles, aren't you? And I guess I know that's true. So they're on my poop list now of
in the light's name.
article publishers. I'm gonna keep an eye out on Twitter and see if they're publishing anything worth seeing, or if I can just unfollow them completely. PAX West now is over. It announced more games and had information about more games than I suspected it would on the outset. I just wasn't really expecting much from it, honestly.
I wonder.
But there's still not enough games out there. That's kind of the problem we're still having. Let's see.
Face the light.
A new recipe.
I guess I killed that guy. But I also killed this one. Almost certainly gonna get rid of this guy. At this rate. So, like, compared to the last convention with the big press releases from the AAA developers, which there's barely much, and the release dates are probably a little bit longer for those things, for those announcements. This PAX West feels like a breath of fresh air. It's in the right time this year to announce more games because we're short on games, so that's nice. The games that are getting announced are more independent games and smaller games, and that's a nice thing to know too. So overall, I'm kind of not happy that it exists. Now, I may, after a year of this, go, you know what, having a PAX West, a PAX South, a PAX North, I don't know if there is a PAX North yet, but having all of those things in one year might be too much, and there very well may not be any announcements that come out in PAX East, which would be the next big one to look at, and it's, I think, probably only 2 months away, and well, if it's 2 months away, then that'd be somewhere in November. PAX South. If they could do a PAX South somewhere in February, in the fall, that would be the right time. You don't want it in the total middle of the heat, if you can avoid that. This guy.
Just a pinch of it.
Darn it! I cannot believe I just did that. Oops.
Job's done.
That's a big
Not
oops.
quite what was planned.
But I'm a little bit more eager to see more news from the PAXs. One of the news from the PAXs, however, was Stardew Valley is updated. Their multiplayer update they're thinking is the next year, but the rest of the update is just more single player content. And it's going to come out in about a month from my time of recording. And I just don't know when I want to play that game. I guess I have it on my short list of games to play. In fact, I was thinking of playing it in November, which would be about 2 months from now in recording, because I'm in September right now. I feel like I'm saying the word now too much. It's not going to save me, but I'll play. So I guess I'm gonna put it back on the back burner. The console ports are gonna come out at a certain point.
Welcome to the
In two months' time, before the update comes out, they announce the console port. Maybe I'd even wait a little bit more there and say, well, this time let's just wait till the console version comes out because we get a bunch of views that way. That was kind of the thought I was having with playing Resident Evil 4, which I am still very burned by that. I really, really love Resident Evil 4 and I really want to play it. It would be one of the few games that would convince me to get a capture box and play it.
Hunt begin.
The light shall bring victory.
Somewhat, very, very loosely related to Resident Evil 4 is Frankenstein, Master of Death, and Dracula's Legacy. Two hidden object games that are more point-and-click adventure games than actual hidden object games, because there aren't that many hidden object puzzles in it. And both those games are incredibly similar, made by the same company. In fact, note for note, it's 90% the same game. One is about a bunch of vampires that aren't particularly Dracula, and that's Dracula's Legacy, and then the other one is about Frankenstein, but only in the loosest of sense, because Frankenstein is there, but he's not even really a main character. You don't play as him, and he isn't a major villain in the game. He isn't a villain in the game at all, so he shows up in like one scene or two scenes, and that's it.
In the light's name.
Let's see.
Face the light.
Is someone injured?
Job's
So,
done.
so the games are really, really weird. And I'm doing these hidden object games because hidden object games particularly like to fall and cover the Universal Monsters series, is what I would call them, although that's kind of an inappropriate way to describe them, since they Dracula and Frankenstein were certainly in existence before the Universal movies came about.
Right away.
But the Universal movies popularized themselves. That's what I was afraid. But hidden object games have a tendency to heavily fall on that. At least maybe this one company is the only one. I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually only 3 companies making hidden object games on Steam. That the vast majority of all the hidden object games are these same companies just spewing out the same game over and over again. The hidden object puzzles were certainly different in the game, and the scenes that you saw in the background and the location where items were placed were different. When you picked up an item and did the point-click adventure gameplay with most of it. But the 3D graphics that were like transitions and cutscenes seemed to be completely shopped out from some like South Korean company. That's all I may be totally wrong about that, but it's a totally different looking animation style. It's 3D, it moves very jankily, it's just really like really like unnecessarily ambitious and then not successful. On top of that, it doesn't look good, and then for a hidden object game, it's totally unneeded. Like, there's no reason whatsoever that you would need any animated cutscenes at all in a hidden object game, and yet they're there. And then there's full voice acting, and I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, that's nice too. What is this thing? Number of secrets revealed that gains durability. Alright. So like full voice acting, these overly ambitious cutscenes, a pretty ambitious story that's not implemented well. It's like it seems really strange that it's almost as if the game was going to be a point-and-click adventure halfway through, and then they just abandoned it and said, well, let's put some hidden object games in it, and then call it done. Or if, like, they even potentially bought a half-finished game from another company, and then came in and finished it in this fashion. I mean, again, speculation. It's just so strange. And then to play Dracula's Legacy, and then to play The Walking Dead Michonne, which really doesn't connect well. It's just a filler game in between there, and with zombies. So, you know, a zombie game makes sense on Halloween. I'm going through all the monsters here. I have one thought here that if I schedule those things really tightly, I could probably eventually play a game called Please Don't Touch Anything, where it's about pushing a button will cause a nuclear explosion type game, and so I may even squeeze that in there. It just depends. Right now I'm balancing in my mind, do I want to just have 30-minute episodes for these hidden object games because they were really short, and I knew that, so 30-minute episodes for a week for an entire time slot. So an entire month where you only get like 30 minutes of content, when normally I would squeeze a game into a month's time or less by doubling up there. And I could make more content and squeeze more games in the Halloween month. I probably won't. It feels like it's a good way to get ahead, and frankly, how much hidden object games do you really want? Now, the weird thing about both these games, Frankenstein Master of Death and Dracula's Legacy, which, by the way, I would recommend playing Dracula's Legacy a lot less than playing Frankenstein Master of Death. They improved it in several ways. Much better puzzles than Frankenstein, and there were some puzzles that were just insanely difficult and made no sense or were poorly explained, at least in
the light's name.
Dracula's
Is someone
Legacy.
injured?
Face the light.
So, but the hidden object puzzles in the game, those weren't the puzzles that were the problem. There was other puzzles that, like pipe games and rotation puzzles and such. which gives more to the feeling that this is was at least at one time going to be a some sort of adventure game completely without the hidden objects at all.
Face the light. Face the light.
The hidden object games part of it are really cool because the images are really big instead of it just being this scene full of a ton of extra garbage that you have to focus your eyes away from. It's a really nice it's actually a really
Face the
nice
light.
setup of making it easy to actually find things in hidden objects. And on top of that, the hidden objects ability is done in a way where you start with 3 items that you have to do several things to find. So instead of just clicking on it, you have to do something
Face the
along
light.
the lines of
On with the show.
we'll do this. There we go. So there's 3 blue items that require multiple actions to unlock, and then 1 white object that you just have to find and click on it. So if you do the 3 blue things, you then unlock the slots to have 4 white objects that you just have to click. And there's an achievement in Dracula's Legacy to click on 3 things in less than 5 seconds, and there's an achievement in Frankenstein to click on 5 things in less than 5 seconds. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of demanding there. But whatever, we probably can pull that off. Let's
On with the show.
do this, and then this, and that stopped nothing, so I'll play
All
this.
realities, all dimensions.
And in return. So I really like the hidden object part of it. It just, there was not enough of that. I really want somebody to make a hidden object game that is 365 hidden object puzzles. That's really what it needs to get down to. I'm going a little late here in this recording because I decided to play again. But it kind of needs to be a cell phone game. It needs that setup where you,
On with the show.
what am I trying to say? It needs the setup where you can just constantly play it non-stop. Here, I have so many of these I'll play. Cat trick was the secret. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Oh well, actually that works fine. Just do this next turn.
I let the dogs out.
So that leaves me with a few more things to talk about next recording, and then I'm gonna run out of things to talk about, and because of that I'm gonna end the recording. Also, maybe if we get lucky we will even be able to accomplish all these quests. I'm not accomplishing things still.
Well played.
And I could do for one more recording and just don't have anything to say. Let's see. Let's do this. Draw a card. And then I don't have enough to so right on E2, win, take the victory, and be done. So yeah, I don't know if I really should play any more hidden object games. Right now I'm covering Castlevania Lord of Shadow, and that's its own weird thing, particularly since the power went out for 5 seconds and in the middle of the recording I had to fess up to that and say, look, I'm gonna have to pause the game because I can't see my TV right now. So next time we are back to Druid. We need those Druid victories, and we didn't get the Priest victory in this recording either. That sucks. Anywho, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.